You listen to me, you go to the top. Bobby! Bye-bye!
Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby?
I might have a boyfriend I resented. Because he's taken some of the attention away from me. Sure. And that's why. Not doing my dad or anything. I just didn't like the guy. Yeah. I remember my aunt was going back to Indianapolis at one time. In those days, she took the train. So I walked out the back door of a hotel. My aunt and I and this friend of my mother's, who was her boyfriend. As we walked the door, he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going with my aunt to the train station." He said, "No, you're not." I said, "No, she told me I could go." And he pie-faced me. He put his hand on my face and pushed me. Well, I jumped him. I was 14 years old. I jumped him, knocked him down, and my aunt was screaming, and my mother came. I said, "This is my aunt. This is my mother. Who's this guy? Tell me." And you know what? My mother dumped him. Why? She said, "He's not going to tell my kid when he's going to do something or not." Wow. I'll never forget that. So when they were dating one time, I remember they always used to go out at night. I didn't want to go. I wanted my mother home. So I knew we parked his car. So I went over and I took a knife and I cut the valves off his tires. And as I walked back to the hotel, I saw him go by in a cab. He double-crossed me.
Oh, no.
I used to go to this grocer right next door. It's called Abe's Delicatessen. And it had these tanks where you open them up and it had Coca-Cola in there and stuff. And you'd have to pull them through lines to bring them up and get the beer. Dime or nickel and pull them up. Because you couldn't get them out of there, right? And I got thinking, how can I get them out of there? Well, I can't. So I got a can opener and a straw. I opened up the bottle and put the straw in. That's what I would do. You shut the lid and wait. I was smarter than that. Those courses where your wife has pregnancy and you're in the room and all this. What do they call it? Mirage or whatever. I had to work all the time, so I didn't make the classes. So when I came down to the river, when the room, Dr. Jimmy said, "Are you ready to put the greens on, the jacket?" I said, "Let me tell you something before we go any further." I said, "I've never been here for the meetings."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, you don't have to do anything, but it could be glory. Would it bother you?" I said, "I've seen Chris Taylor naked." And he looked at me and said, "What?" I said, "Never mind." And I went in there and it wasn't bad at all. And we've been talking boy the whole time. We didn't know. We named the kid Jasper, just for a stupid reason. Right? So when finally she had my daughter, I'm behind the bed, right, with the mask on, and I said to her, I said, "There's no prick. There's no prick." My wife said, "What?" I said, "No prick." The doctor said, "What?" I said, "No prick. It's a girl. Sit back." So I'm back to sit behind the bed. That was worth my daughter. Because you're looking for a boy, right?
Yeah.
We talk boy.
Yeah. It's just Dean and I went through it, too. We thought it was, we swore Maddie was a boy, and Dominic was the only one who said it's a girl.
Talk about a guy stabbing you in the back and shaking your hand. I think that's that way in any business. I've been in the wrestling business for 40 years, so I don't know what mainstream is out there anymore. I don't even know how much a gallon of milk is. I don't.
Yeah.
I never have to go to the store and buy anything. And there's a lot of wrestlers that always would shake your hand, and you knew that if you were in the main event, they want to be in the main event. wanted to be in your position. And a lot of guys were main events. I never stabbed anybody in the back. I really didn't. I didn't mess with that part of life. I learned a long time ago in the business. Like if you do that, you're gonna maybe have to get in the ring with that guy someday. And accidents can happen, you know. You can accidentally go through something and hit you right between the eyes or something. But you know, when I was at WCW, I would see people there in the office that I'm in charge of paper clips. The person next to me is in charge of pencils. So I asked them, could you hand me a rubber band while I'm in charge of pencils? They wouldn't do that. But if you went over and got the rubber band, they'd tell somebody. Someone went to your desk and got some. Not really, but you know what I mean? Everyone was jealous. No one would help anybody. So I would see all this phony, hello, how are you, and this and that. But I think a cab driver, if he's driving around with nobody in the back, he wants the fare. He wants the fare the other guy has. So I think anybody will stab anybody in the back. I think everyone has larceny in their body. And you just can't trust anybody. Now, what do you do with them? Do you let them beat you down like that? What I do is I make friends with them. Because at least I know where my enemy is then. Yeah. I don't talk to the guy. I don't know what he's up to. I remember when I was in school, there was this kid, his name was David. And he could beat me up all the time. And he was a punk, and I didn't like him. Well, I couldn't take the guy, but I knew how to get him. I would take my pencil box, or whatever I had work, and I put it in his desk. And when the teacher told me to do something, I said, I can't find my pencil box. Well, let's look and find it. So they looked and they found it in his desk. He'd get in trouble all day. It's not nice to mess with the Weasel. So that's how you get back at people. You let everybody else, you just give enough rope, they'll hang themselves. But you never let anybody defeat you. You never let anybody. I told myself that growing up. I got a mother and an aunt and a grandmother to take care of, and myself. I got 4 people that have to eat, and I don't have a job or education. And what do? I buy a Smith & Wesson and not go to a liquor store? No. I can't do that. Especially with my blonde hair and bubble butt. I can't do it all the time. I won't talk. I told one, I said, you beat Nick one more time, you get to keep him.
Put the word in the streets.